Okay, Kumbaya asks what the word of the day is. Hang on. Don't waste your energy on him. But that's the thing, is so many people have this bad attitude. This isn't just Neuro versus a concerned viewer. This is Neuro versus not my fault syndrome, which is a systemic problem on the internet and in video games and even in checkers. I've seen some checkers players, some kids who are like, bah! And they just can't admit when they got outplayed. Some people have this mental block where it's impossible for them to get outplayed. They might be in the 30th percentile of the player base and they lose and they say, can you believe this bullshit? I played perfectly and I still lost. It's so much harder for me. This problem exists at every level of skill. It's actually comedy. Rogue lost to Armani because he spammed 12 pool. Don't even try. There is some variety in how build orders relate to each other. However, if Armani did 12 pool over and over and over again, and Rogue never opened 16 pool, that's a mistake. Okay. The word of the day. The word of the day, let it be known to all who are here, is goddamn responsibility. Let it be set into stone. It is said that once every 400 years, an individual rises up in some competitive craft, taking responsibility for all of their errors along the way. Many people have said, no, that's a myth. People always blame other stuff. But the prophecy has been writ, and I believe there are 3 to 5 people who have actually achieved this ascended state of being. The other races have it easier. You're stuck in a loop, Berza. We've addressed this. We've addressed this from about 8 different angles. Zerg is a weird and difficult race, so is Terran. Whenever I play Terran, I build the wrong add-on half the time. Like, putting the factory on the add-on feels like Legos, and then I step on a Lego, and then my foot is hurt. Terran is hard. Do you know what else is hard? Protoss. Jeez. You have Widow Mines dropped in your probe line? It's terrible. Cheers, Zick. In mid-low brackets, you notice an imbalance in some matchups. Lots of Zerg friends had higher win rate versus Protoss, while lower win rate versus Terran. While Terran friends had exactly the contrary. Higher versus Zerg than Protoss. So, the game itself has some interesting representations on how they fit in the strata of players. A major reason why there are a whole bunch of Zergs in Diamond is because walling off is hard. So you can just flood Lings, and that's pretty simple to execute. And if the wall even has a 1 Zergling opening in it, then the player will die. But as players learn how to wall off, those builds stop working. How do you fix your sleeping schedule? By not sleeping until it's the right time to go to bed, or slowly adjusting the time you sleep day by day? I mean, you could do a combination of the two. Usually I try to stay up longer to get to the right point. And also how you structure your meals matters a lot. You have 100 APM more than your opponents, and it's frustrating when you lose. You also have the ability to put Ling production on rapid fire and hold down a single button and get 900 APM for it. That's not something to pat yourself on the back about. You just have cheap units that you can spam. Do you want to share a replay with us right now and get roasted, Berza? Because you're just making assertions. And you're trying to make it sound like it's harder for Zerg to do stuff than other people. which I know this from my perspective yesterday. I felt perhaps in some sense as you did, where I lost to all but one of the Protoss opponents I faced. And I thought to myself, is this a difficult matchup right now? So I said, okay, my review focus is going to be on the ZVP games. And I noticed something at 44 out of 44 supply. I was supply blocked, majorly, for a long time. And then I browsed a bit further in the match, up to 60 out of 60 supply, where there was also a distinct lack of overlords available. That was also a mistake. In addition, I was chasing around Archon Prism with 37 roaches. That was a mistake. And the Protoss got a third base and had more workers, so that by the mid game, I was consistently behind. Oh, you recently deleted all your replays? Oh my goodness. You tank your MMR so you can beat worse players? You weren't joking either. You didn't delete your replays. Why would you even do that? They take up hardly any hard drive space. Let me go to the... What is the size of a replay? Okay, I'm just gonna go to one of my replays. This shit is like... It's like 50 kilobits or kilobytes to like 300 if it's a really long game. You could put this crap on a floppy disk. You have the replays, but they're against worse players. I thought you deleted the replays. You did say you deleted the replays. Hold up. You watch Neuro's replay packs on your flip phone? Ladies and gentlemen, we have been trolled for the past 25 minutes. However, the conversation bore some fruit. We did discuss some important topics and perhaps made an impact, not on this person who's trolling us, but we may have made an impact on other happy buddies in the chat who are trying to learn more about how to work on their mindset in this amazing game known as StarCraft 2. Is at this time, we will give our lovely customer a few hours of rest. Thank you for your participation. I advise you to meditate upon any and all of the topics that were brought up throughout this time, so that throughout your practice, you can take responsibility, hone your skills, respect the game, respect your opponents, and most of all, respect yourself.